So we are live. It's Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Let's see if we can find ourselves. There we are. Let's see if we can edit this. Fix that. Editing a cooking video. Save. Let's see, live chat. So there's our thing. Okay. Type show link to drop link. Hey, Damin Kong. Thank you for dropping by. I haven't. I guess I did see you a while ago. Sorry, I've been a little bit Marianne. A little bit of taking a break for a month, and I do want to get back to what we're doing here. And to do that, I want to edit a cooking video. Let's just see if I can hear myself think over here. I don't have my microphone today, so let's see if this. Can we hear ourselves? Can we hear ourselves think? Yes, we can hear ourselves think. Okay, so yeah, so we have no microphone, but I think we're close enough to the phone to to make this work. I'm trying to clean up this editing office a little bit, so some things are a little bit discombobulated. Who else do we have here? Royce Journey. Oh, hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Superior Warrior, thank you for coming by. As I say, I haven't been that prolific for the month of February at least, and even half of January. We sort of lost touch because a bunch of other stuff had to be done. But I'm glad to see that that everybody's here. Dominic, let's give you a wrench, and thank you for coming by. I do enjoy watching your discussions of cameras. I thought at first you were a drone guy when I first came across your channel. Marijuana Marianne, let's make you a moderator. Yeah, thank you. Because I guess you've changed your name, right? But yeah, so let's see who else is going to drop by. We're going to, pardon me, Dave in Bangor, Maine. Yes, I haven't visited you in a while. I am behind. And let's give you a wrench as well, and we'll get caught up. So we're back to cooking. Did not get monetized last year, and that sort of made me a little bit disappointed in all of this, and that's sort of why I put it aside a little bit. Hey, Lashana, thank you for dropping by. I haven't. I'm just saying I haven't been that active recently because of as I said, not getting monetized. Wondering what the point is. Nowhere near 4,000 hours, but we're going to try to. Mr. Russian, hey, people I haven't seen in a long time. Mr. Russian, I did watch you play games a couple of times, so we're back, and I thought Eminem that talking about the qualities of different flavors of cannabis might get you in trouble, but what do I know? I can't even figure out how to make people watch cooking videos. So we are back, and we're going to try to make a go of this in 2026. And yeah, LaShawn, I do agree with your thinking, and I watch what you're doing. I mean, when I first came across you, you had a couple hundred followers, and you've done fantastically well. I don't have that much to talk about that I can talk for an hour a day, morning and night. I'm not that exciting. So we're going to try to make it people like cooking and a little bit of sailing, a little bit of boat stuff. And yeah, Eminem, YT, Google is doing their own thing. I mean, Simply Melda, thank you for coming by. Their AI is getting more sophisticated, and it figuring out how to beat the or not beat the system, but coexist with the system is the challenge. So let's make 2026 a good year. So what I want to do is let's flip this around and go back to our usual stuff of editing a cooking show. And what happened, I got myself a new phone as well. So I'm assuming that the new phone is going to work well. The yeah, Mr. Russian, I often open up 4 or 5 lives at a time and turn off the sound on all of them, more from a supporting point of view and listening in every once in a while to see what I'm missing. So it's easy to see how you can be there but not really be there. So let's create a new project. Adobe Paste mushroom pasta. What day is today? Today is 20260303 mushroom pasta. And let's create this video here, and then find ourselves some footage. So I actually not cooked anything exciting for a while, and today isn't really an exciting one, but it's pasta. It's a one pot, and it's really pantry pasta. It's a meal of stuff that you'd have in the pantry on your boat or in your house without using anything fresh. And I see a lot of recipes where people suggesting that. I mean, the whole oil and garlic approach to pasta that people claim is the real Italian way to make pasta. Like the life. And I thought I would try that. This is my own variation on a recipe based on what I had available. In the end, it was a good lunch. I would change a few things. It's not as exciting as I was hoping it was going to be. But let's go create ourselves. This is all shot in 4K. Let's go create ourselves a 2K sequence. 2K, yeah, that's still set up. And the sequence is going to have the same name, 20260303 mushroom pasta. And let's put these clips here. Let's see, is this in good order? 24, 25, 6. Yeah, that's good order. And see how many minutes of stuff we've got. And let's see. I don't want to change it. I want to keep it as I want it to be in HD so that I can zoom in and out on a 4K video clip. And virtually zoom in and out. So, and you get some nice close-ups as a result that end up looking really, really good. Yeah, live cooking, I watched a few of those. Most of the live cooking seem to be restreams because it only takes 15 minutes to cook something. But you want to talk for a couple of hours. And I don't think that's a bad thing because I watch people and you watch it a couple of times, the loop a couple of times, and you learn a few things. OBS, I've thought of it. Um, in another life, I did stage video and stage productions, and I used a bunch of software that does multiple inputs and multiple streams to various devices. And I looked at OBS because A, it's free, and it does look like it has a lot of capability. It's overkill for what I'm trying to accomplish at this point, anyway. That's subject to change. So let's see what we've got here. I'm going to just move this microphone camera just a little bit. So the new phone, basically, I went to Best Buy because this phone I had is 5 years old, and I couldn't remember what data plan it's on. And so I was in Best Buy to buy something else, and I figured, okay, I'll talk to the phone department, and they'll look it up because I don't want another password to try to have my Bell account organized. Too many accounts. And apparently the deal of the day was that I could get a new phone, and my plan was going to go down $20 a month, and go from 30 gig of data to 100 gigs. So it's not unlimited, but 100 gig is good because I do want to do, once the weather's good down at the marina, I do want to do some live streams where there's no Wi-Fi, and so I need a little bit more data for that to make sense. So, Marv Max, thank you for coming by. I don't recognize you, but let's. I will subscribe once I have a chance. Let's let you network with people. Be kind as a moderator. And I'll come back to everybody that I haven't visited recently, and the people that I have visited recently. So trying to get back to spending more time online. This is even if I've got I was busy editing photos this morning of a food project, and had a couple streams going in the background. So nothing. It adds to the segment. So this wasn't the longest cooking episode, only 8 minutes. So we're not going to have the longest video now. I don't have the captain talking about how great it's going to be. But we'll get him, actually I'll get him tomorrow. Thanks, Lashona. Thank you. You know, Lashona, you were part of the inspiration. I came across you last year. Maybe even 2024. I'd have to look at my list because, I mean, you say keep a notebook. I keep a Microsoft Access database of everybody I've subscribed to and everybody that has ever commented, so I can see when and where people have interacted. Is it useful? Not really, but it's there. Anyway, so let's see what we've got here. So we got some penne. We're going to cook it in a one pot. We're going to add a bunch of stuff to it and keep adding it until it's ready. So the first thing I need is a clip of what the finished dish looks like. So, as I said, it's shot in 4K, and we can zoom in a little bit, out a little bit, center it a little bit. So that looks nice, right? Is that a good shot? Put it down. The problem was I picked up a noodle that didn't stick to the fork, okay? So we don't want that. That was kind of dumb. That was not a bad one, so let's see. But then I did it again. And Alman Suleiman, thank you for coming aboard. I have not yet subscribed to you. I will when you when this is over. Let me give you a wrench, and please subscribe, subscribe. I do need more subscribers, and I need people watching it for hours at a time. Okay, so what did I do here? I was talking and not paying attention. Okay, so here, pardon me. Let's cut this here. And let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we don't need the audio for this because it's part of the intro. Okay, so we want to start here. We don't want an empty plate, but we do want that. It's going down. Take the fork, and he picks up. So it's not bad. I've had better pickups. What do we got there? 9 seconds, so that's a little bit longer than necessary. Okay, we'll cut that down a little bit. So I really only want 5 seconds for an intro. There's 6 seconds. Okay, let's move this to the beginning of the clip. And stick it in here. Okay, so we're going to start with this. And the color's not bad. This is a beigey kind of plate. It's a little bit too much beige. I wonder if I should have used a different color bowl, maybe a dark color so that the noodles stand out a bit better. We'll give it just a little hair of a touch of it. Brightening. No, not that one. Give it just a little touch of brightening. A little bit of contrast. A bit of saturation. Not too, now the noodles look too yellow. So that's probably as good as it's going to get. I like what we've got there. Okay, what was I doing here? Oh, I wanted to watch this on another phone to see what it looked like. And yeah, CapCut. I used CapCut for a while for TikToks. But I've been using Adobe Premiere since version 2, back when we had 640 by 480 well, we don't get sound here. 640 by 480 interlaced TV video, and I like it. $24 a month now, Canadian. I've tried DaVinci Resolve, free, but again, I got to learn it, so I'm not that. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Okay, so we've got this, and now I want one little clip of the cooking process for the intro. Does that look good? No. Let's see where we've got. Okay, so here this clip is coconut milk, but it's coconut butter almost. I guess it's a small can. The fine print was so small I couldn't read it at the time, and it was on sale at the shop at the supermarket. And I discovered that it's way too thick to use as a replacement for milk. So I ended up using evaporated milk. So let's get rid of this clip while we're at it. We don't want it. What clip number is it? 247. You're gone. Yes. 247 is right here. Yeah, we don't like this this coconut milk. So let's get rid of that clip. The hey, Susanna Morjon, as I say, I haven't been around for a while, so I haven't visited your lives in about a month, but I will as I get back into being organized here. Okay, so now what was I looking for? Oh yeah, I was looking for the intro. Okay, so here, this is nice. Okay, so this sort of shows what the cooking process is. So we're going to make a copy of that, stick it at the end here so we can cut it up without affecting the original. You're gone. Not what I meant. Oh. Okay, I screwed that up. Where did it go? Okay, this one here. Yeah, I like that. So let's do this again. I wasn't paying attention. Too much time trying to read the the chat. Hey, delete already. You're gone. Okay, so this is 15 seconds long, 24 seconds long. We only need 5 seconds. So how about here? 5 seconds. 4 seconds, there's 5 seconds. So what does that look like? Okay. Okay, so I don't want to where once the spoon is gone, because that's boring. Just stirring here a little bit. That's nice. How long is that? That is 4 seconds and 17 frames. That's close enough. Let's bring that to the beginning. And that's the intro, except for the captain talking about how great it was going to be. Okay, so now we start there. Okay, so now I like doing interesting things at the beginning, but there's nothing interesting in this. It's you put some noodles in a pan, and start here with some action. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, that's 2 seconds. Okay, that's a bit too short, so 3 seconds. We're going to put some noodles in a pan, and now we're going to add some water. And in the video, I didn't put in enough water, so I'm going to have to talk about how we need more water. Okay, we're up to there. Yeah, so this might be a short video. What are we up to here now? We're up to, what? 8 minutes. Okay, so still got a ways to go before it gets too short. Okay, so it's cooking here. Okay, so here, so back to this being just using stuff that you have in a pantry. And I wanted broth for flavor. And yeah, you could use chicken broth or vegetable broth. And because there's no meat in this, it could be a vegan or vegetarian meal. And but I didn't want to use a can of broth or a box of broth because I'm not going to use the whole thing up, and then you're going to throw it out if you don't have a fridge. And again, we're keeping in mind you're cooking on a boat. This I was cooking in my basement, but thinking about the boat cooking. So you're going to use bouillon. I thought I had some bouillon cubes. I didn't have bouillon cubes, but I do have some also bouillon powder. And let's mix that up. And I put in one, and then later on I put in the second one, but I'm not going to show that. Add a bit of oil so that it feels good in your mouth. There's a word for that. The feel, is it umami? The feel of food in your mouth. If there's a bit of oil in it, it feels comforting. And let's make that smaller, zoom that out. Okay, oil's in there. Let's bring that over. And this is all recorded in 4K on an Olympus still camera that I've repurposed to be used mainly as a video camera. I bought it as a travel camera. Okay, so this one, 56%. Let's make it a bit smaller. Let's just make this one bigger so I don't have a huge jump cut. Okay, what's this? What am I? Okay, I'm putting in some garlic, freeze-dried garlic. Let's start there. And the recipe would have been good with some freeze-dried onion as well, but I couldn't find it. As I said, I'm reorganizing the studio area, and sometimes I can't find stuff. So I ended up not using onion, and I liked the taste. It was good. Okay, so here we've got some garlic on there. And now we're going to add some okay, so I don't really want this here. Let's get rid of this clip. I changed my mind about the sequence of events. I was going to do each spice separately, but that doesn't make any sense. So let's get rid of 239. You're gone. 239. Rename it so it doesn't get in our way. 239. Where are you? 239. I should just delete it because we're never going to use that that clip. Let's see what we got here. Okay, now okay, let's stop there. We don't need all that shaking. Okay, a little bit of red chili flakes, and that was a teaspoon, and it's way too much. I think my normal amount of red chili flakes is a quarter teaspoon, and it was a little bit too hot. Let's cut that there, and then skip over to where we've got some action. So we're putting in this is the parsley, and we're going to stir it around. And it's going to bubble for a while. What are we doing here? What the heck is that? I forget what my recipe was. Oh, Italian spice. Let's go for some Italian spice. Okay. There you go. What did I do? I put some extra Italian spice. That's cheating a bit. We're not going to show that. And then we're going to stir that so we can cut out this non-activity here. A bit of a jump cut there. So let's put a dissolve in there. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but let's see if it does. That's better. Okay, so we don't see because the spices are moving around as the water is bubbling. And okay, close the lid, let it cook. And now we're going to let it cook for about 8 minutes, 10 minutes. This penny, I think the box says 10 minutes. And at first I underestimated how much time there was, and al dente was very hard. So it took a little bit longer to cook than I had planned. Let's just make this a bit, zoom out just a bit. I do want to come in close because I like it's nice bubbling, 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 bubbling. Stirring, stirring, stirring. Bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. Okay, so when I write the dialogue, I got to think of what I'm going to talk about. Hey, Mr. Russian is still there. Thank you. And Susanna, you're still there. Yeah, nice to see people hanging around. So it's cooking, 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 bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. Okay, now what's happening here? Okay, I'm stirring, stirring, stirring. I'm gonna leave this in here because I don't want it to be like only 4 minutes long. Okay, I guess I just lost the Shona. The Shona Success has she called it the Shona Success System. I guess it's a backup account. She has a very nice live. So if you have time after this, go visit her. She's got some interesting thoughts on managing the YouTube experience, and she's got some interesting people visiting her. Okay, so here now we're gonna take some mushrooms, and these are whole mushrooms. I don't know why they're whole mushrooms, because later on I cut them up. And why didn't I just use sliced mushrooms? It could be that this is all there was. Okay, so we open the can. I don't think we need that much of the can opening. It's not that exciting. Okay, so this is 52% size. 52. And to the left, 937, 540. 937, 937. Okay, so that should line up properly. Let's make it bigger. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they were whole mushrooms, but at this point, yeah. Thanks, Superior Warrior. Thank you for reminding people if they have the opportunity, click that like. It does make YouTube push it out a little bit more. Okay, so what are we doing here? So I've got my expensive whole mushrooms, and I'm going to slice them up. So you ask yourself, why didn't you just buy sliced mushrooms in the first place? But he obviously wasn't paying attention, or maybe I used the sliced mushrooms for something else already. So slice, 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 slice. Okay, so this is what? 38 seconds. We don't need 38 seconds of slicing. So we're going to put them out. And we're going to speed up the cutting part to 160%. Go away. 160%. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, it's not bad. I'm amazed I didn't cut my fingers off in the process. So how many seconds long is it now? 20 seconds. It's still too long. Let's get rid of some of it. Okay, our total program is now 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes, and we don't have the captain in there yet. So he's going to add another minute. Hello, where are you? Timeline, there you are. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't like my my coconut milk. Oh, I don't know why this is all over to the side. I guess the camera moved, or I was moving stuff around. So I'm not even going to mention coconut milk, although I've done a couple coconut milk recipes, and hey, I love Towns. Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate your support. Nice to see you. So this is evaporated milk. It's cheap, no-name evaporated milk. It was on sale, so I bought a bunch of cans. It keeps forever, and it keeps in a pantry. So while we're doing that, let's open this up. So we're back to this cooking with just stuff you'd find in a pantry. Okay, that's nice. We're stirring it again. Now, the thing is that I didn't put enough water in it, and I had to cheat and add some water. Okay, so this is a bad clip, but I'm not going to delete it yet. Yeah, I want to delete it. I want to delete it because later on I test whether it's done or not. So let's get rid of this clip. It is number 251. 251, you are gone. 251, where are you? 251, 256, 252, 251. I actually did test to see if it was done, but it wasn't done, so there's no point in having that in the video. We'll test it again later. Okay, so here, okay, so I'm pouring the water in the middle because the problem with adding water to pasta is if you cool it off, it changes the gluten and it doesn't cook anymore. It doesn't get soft anymore. So I did this here, but let's just see what we did here. Okay, added the mushrooms. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. Okay, we'll keep that. I think it's a bit too long. And the thing about adding the water is later on I added the water by pouring it down the side of the pan so that the noodles themselves didn't get hit with the cold water. Okay, we're adding the mushrooms. Okay, let's 8 seconds. Yeah, that's good for 8 seconds. And we're going to stir them and let it cook for another few minutes. This camera, the first 8 frames, there's no sound, so I've got to take off the first 8 frames of every clip. The sound it's boring sound, it's just the sound of cooking. But if you don't have it, then you end up with a totally dead spot. Okay, there we're testing the pasta. And I think I said I was going to give it another three minutes. Okay, I don't know if I need that. Okay, so where am I adding the water to the side of the pan? I thought maybe I didn't record that. That's dumb. Okay. Don't have to admit that I screwed up twice in terms of how much water. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're stirring, testing. Okay, let's keep this for now. And stir, 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 close the lid. And the rest of this we don't want, right? It's just the lid being closed. You're gone. And now, okay, so now we're going to zoom out a little bit because we're going to add some milk. Okay, so my can, opening my cans, I'm going to move to here. Where is my milk here? Why did I do it in sequence here? Because, can't remember. Didn't have room on the counter. Okay, we're going to pour the milk in there. That's nice. And let that boil for a while. Stir, stir, stir. Open the lid. So again, some of this lid opening we don't really need, But I'm trying to get, what are we up to here? We're up to 5 minutes and 39 seconds. This video's getting kind of short, even if we add a minute for the captain, which is right long, because the intros are usually 30 seconds, the extra is 15 seconds. It's not even a whole minute for the captain. But it'll have to do. It's a simple recipe. Okay, let's make this shorter. Stirring. And taste it. Close the lid. No more action. No point in keeping it there. Okay, now we're going to dish it out. Okay, start here. Zoom out. Why did I put the spoons upside down? Who knows? It's a mystery. What if I move over enough to get rid of the spoons? Or beneath the spoons? And let's come down just a hair. Again, the reason for shooting in. Okay, happy trails, man. We'll check out tomorrow at the rate I'm going, because I'm going to finish this edit, and I got to edit some photos tomorrow, so I have lots of time for watching people's lives. Okay, that's nice. Scoop, scoop, scoop. I don't know if I need. Okay, so now I'm going to make this bigger. I still don't want my spoons, because they're at that angle, because it's the right angle for me watching them, but it's the wrong angle for the camera. Okay, so we're going to give it just a hair of how many seconds? 8 seconds of garnishing with, what's our time like now? It's 10 to 9. 10 to 9, we're good. So we've got some time. And we're garnish this stuff. And now we've got the we use the same clip we used for the intro, because it's got a better, actually got a piece of noodle on this fork. And there we are. So now we've got a total of 4 minutes, 5 minutes and 1 second. So that's shorter than I had hoped for. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not unhappy with the results. Let's say let's just come back here. It was not as tasty as I had expected. I cheated and added more bouillon. It's not showing in there, because I'm just going to, the recipe will call for 2 packages of bouillon, or 2 bouillon cubes. And I put in too much. Hey, Arizona Jake, thank you for coming by. Taking a break from building those muscles. My God, Arizona Jake, if you like watching people exercise, he's well worth watching. Again, something that I put on the side of the computer and watch, and say to myself, one day I'm going to exercise like that, and it's never going to happen. So as I say, yeah. So the other thing, I put in too much chili pepper. It was spicier. It was not spicier. It was hotter than I had hoped for. Would I make it again? Again, it's a way of, it was fast to cook, because it basically takes like the 10 minutes that it takes for the noodles to cook, 15, 12 minutes. and uses up stuff that's only in your cabinet. If you're trying to save money, it's relatively inexpensive. And if you're cooking in a boat or an RV where you might not have access to fresh stuff on a regular basis, I mean, like even fresh, it has parsley flakes in it, even fresh parsley. It goes gross in a couple of days. Garlic, yeah, fresh garlic will last longer. Um, I my last recipe was ginger shrimp. I left the ginger lying on the table, and the ginger's still good 2 weeks later. So some stuff keeps, and some stuff not so much. So it's a good recipe. There's no meat in it, no animal based anything in it. So it's for people that swing that way. That's a cool thing. And in the end, I ate the whole thing. Now, I ended up picking through looking for the mushrooms, and for every piece of mushroom, you need a noodle, right? And it ended up being um, it ended up being a decent lunch. It ended up being a decent lunch. So it as I say, took a little bit of a break, and I do want to get back to this of a recipe a week and a live or two a week. The boat goes in the water, I guess, the 1st of May, so that's another month, 2 months. Um, and um, and then maybe we'll cook actually more on the boat. I know that the boat barbecue videos seemed to have less interest than regular cooking videos, whether they were cooking in the boat or cooking um, outside. Um, and I don't totally know why. Hey, Alamim, thank you for coming by. Let's give you a wrench. Yeah, May 1st is coming. It'll be the first week of May. The boat needs painting, bottom paint. So the boat has always been painted. Every boat I've had for the last like 30 years has been painted with a bottom paint that has copper in it, and the copper keeps the algae and other crud from growing because the copper is poisonous. So the government, the states banned it 3 years ago. Canada banned it last year, maybe states 4 years ago. And so you can't get that bottom paint anymore. It's VC17. And they apparently have a replacement for it that's not 100% replacement. It's not copper. It's based on a different theory for keeping crap from growing on it, basically more Teflon based, which has microplastics, which is apparently not good for us either. But you need to sand off the old paint. Now, they didn't say sand off, they said just rough up. So I got to sand the whole bottom of the boat. So that's going to take a week of hours of time at an hour at a time. I may end up doing just the keel and the rudder the first year, see how it works, and then do the rest of the hull next year. I'm not racing, so it's not that much of an issue. When I was racing, yes, you wanted every little bit of speed and every little bit of algae growing on the leading edge of the keel slowed the boat down. At this point, I don't care. We're on a slow boat too, around the Toronto Island, so I'm quite happy with having less work to do and being a little bit on the lazy side. When I was at the boat show, I did not talk to the paint people. I probably should have. I spend more time trying to figure out how to get a decent boat show video, and I got people watching it. But people aren't watching the cooking on the boat. So I've got like the shrimp on the barbecue, and I've got the steak in the barbecue, and I've got the shrimp, steak, did something else. Salmon on the boat barbecue. And people aren't watching it. Now, it's not people, it's the algorithm isn't showing it. but the algorithm doesn't know that it's on the boat. My hashtags are sort of the same. Boat, cooking, had barbecue in it. Maybe the barbecue is what threw it off. The description, yes, the description talks about the boat on the barbecue on the back of the boat. And the video, of course, is the captain flipping the burger or flipping the piece of salmon. But Google doesn't know what's in the video. They don't. It doesn't know. Well, maybe it does know that it's a piece of salmon on the boat as opposed to a piece of salmon in the frying pan. Because a piece of salmon in the frying pan gets gets good views. So I don't totally understand why that's happening. But I want to try to figure that out this year, because it's supposed to be boat cooking, right? And if you're not on the boat, are you cheating your audience? Well, not really, because it's cooking, and I am the sailing cook, and it doesn't say it's cooking on the boat in all instances. Going to bring the cookbook idea back. I've got 100 recipes now. Some of them I don't think are worthy of being in a cookbook, but I don't know if we're going to have it for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is in May, so it might be a little bit, maybe Father's Day, because boating is sort of a male-dominated sport, and people might want buy a boat-oriented cookbook for Father's Day. So that's June, the middle of June. That's 3 months. Might be able to pull that off. Get Amazon to print it. I've got photos for the book. So even here, so this is yesterday's. This is this. So here we are with photos for the cookbook, right? So here, I don't know. Let me just flip this around back to the computer. So these are the stills that would go into a book. So here, this is, let's just make this a little bit wider so that it's easier to navigate. So here we see the noodles with the sauce, with the water. Is that a nice picture? Who knows? This is nicer because the noodles are on a spoon. And it shows that they're very plain. Here we've got a picture of the mushrooms on a spoon stirring. The color is not 100% right. This has got a little bit of a tinge of red in it, so the white balance is wrong, but we'll fix that. And then normally I don't do action for the photos, but I thought I wanted to have. Does this look good? Yeah, the quality is good. The quality is good. Adding the milk. So there's going to be like 4 pictures for the cookbook, and the finished product, of course. Probably trim it around there, and it is good looking. I did think that the parsley was going to turn a little bit greener looking. It's not fresh parsley. Again, it's dried parsley, so that's okay. But yeah, so this should be gray, not pink. So the color is a little bit off. Why don't we open Photoshop and take a look at one of these, see what we can do with this. So maybe the next live will be. I want to do this last year, of getting AI to summarize the video and turn it into a what's going on here? The focus on the phone is weird, and I couldn't get the AI to work properly. So this is Photoshop. Back for the people that were asking about Adobe. Everything's my world is Adobe. I tried other photo editing software. Adobe is the real thing. So let's just change this to auto. Let's change the color The color is wrong, right? So let's go auto and see if it'll figure out. Okay, so that's white. That's gray, 242. You don't see it in the camera, but let's move it over. You see, so that gray is 198, 217. Okay, so that's a little bit on the blue side. Let's go back a little bit more here. See oh, I didn't have the flash turned on, right? So that's true. I couldn't find my trigger. Same issue here. So 222, 24. Okay, so that's the right color. And so it does look a little bit green now, right? I guess it's modestly green. So let's see if we can. What else do I want to do? Let's just change this, give it a bit of clarity. I don't want to make it any more saturated because then it turns very yellow looking. And the noodles shouldn't be yellow. They should be the nice beige color. So let's open this up. And what I want to do, I'm going to see if it'll let me make. See, so it is a little bit on the green side, and that was because the other thing had the wrong white balance. But if we pick, okay, so let's see what that is. Now let's go here, and so it's here. It's created the mask range. Let's go here further. Okay, and let's make this. See if we can make it greener. We're going to go to levels. We're going to pick our, let's go here. Can't really see it, but we're going to pick our green channel. RGB, G is green. No, we're going to take our red channel. I find it's more natural if I reduce the red than if I then increase in the green. Okay, let's give it a bit more green as well. I don't want it to turn. Okay, so this is my mask. See, this is really too. Let's try again. I don't like that. Let's choose select again and select a slightly different spot. Let's go here. Okay, so that is now, looks totally different, right? Let's try this again. We'll choose the levels. Take the red channel, reduce the red. Okay, that looks really green. I like that. That looks nice. And at this time it hasn't affected the okay. It's a bit artificial because no way is dried parsley going to be that green. Let's see, here we've got some green in the shadow here, so let's take that and reduce the mask a little bit. Oh no, sorry. Other way around. I don't want the dark. See, those areas don't have, it's just the dark that the selection mask had picked up here. I'm going to, let's play with this for a second. Let's take the brightness down, make the contrast higher. So we still got green, but we don't have the green tinge. You don't have the green tinge in the noodle. So I like this picture. Let's save this. I'm going to just merge these layers. And let's save this as a Photoshop file. Photoshop file. And we'll save it as a, the cookbook. I want it to be 3,000 pixels wide. No, for the, let's save it full size. Save as. Oh yeah, maybe I should crop it first, right? Let's see, what do we want to do? So we got some extra crap here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Okay, that's good. We'll save it as a JPEG. Full size. Hello, JPEG. Where are you, JPEG? Edit full. And maybe we'll stick it up on Shutterstock because, yeah, Shutterstock will, somebody will buy it for a whole 10 cents. I'll be rich. Let's make it smaller for the blog. 3,000 pixels, 2,000 pixels wide. File, save as JPEG. 2,000. We don't want to download a huge mother file. So let's say megabytes, a bit too big. And it got saved as merged down. The crop got saved. Okay, so we don't want to save it again. Very good. So now that is our movie. Save the movie. That is our fine summer of sailing. Can't remember what year that was, but it was a while ago. Hey, Private Gump. Thank you for coming aboard. Nice to see you. Click like, subscribe if you have the time. You know, let's just go back to me. I do a lot of shrimp videos, and people like the shrimp videos, and I like shrimp. And I keep wanting to make reference to what was the movie the Gump was in? And worried about Hollywood being upset with the copyright violation, so I don't really want to use the word Gump. And Bubba Gump, shrimp, and stuff like that. But yeah, Private Gump, Bubba Gump. It is an interesting concept. So anyway, well, thank you guys for hanging around. Thank you for watching. We'll try to get back to the weekly video edits, a weekly AI discussion of food photography through AI. And then once the boat's in the water, then we'll be in the water talking and cooking. We'll try to do a live cooking. I tried to do that once. I tried to do liver live on the boat. And the talking and the cooking got too complicated. And I ended up eating it, but it was gross. I mean, I like liver, so it wasn't really gross. But it wasn't, it didn't look good. The lighting was awful. The cutting of the onions was awful. And it's a challenge to manage that and coordinate it and I talk, cook, record, run the camera by myself. Now, the other thing that has happened, of course, is I bought a new phone, and now I have two decent 4K phones to do 4K video, and that allows me to have two angles at the same time. And if I can get the remote clicker to work to trigger the recording, then it might work out. And the boat's very tiny, right? The space in the galley is tiny, so it's a little bit of a challenge to make it look good. Anyway, I'm going to go off and do something else. So I thank you all for coming by, and this video will be live Thursday, Friday. As I say, I've got to record the captain, I've got to record the voiceover, I've got to record the ingredients list and a few other things. So there's a bit of work left to be done. Ahoy, aloha, and auf Wiedersehen. Are you sure you want to stop recording?